Bienvenidos. Welcome, brothers and sisters. You're listening to Despierta Boricua, Despierta Pueblo. I'm your host, Benjamin Ramos of the Pro Libertad Freedom Campaign, and I'll be bringing you the latest updates on news, culture, and politics from La Isla de Puerto Rico and throughout the Puerto Rican diaspora. On today's segment, we're going to be speaking with Puerto Rican filmmaker Sonia Gonzalez, who, along with her fellow friends in T&A Flicks, has been producing a series of web shorties since January of this year. T&A Flicks has launched an Indiegogo campaign to finance more web shorties along with a short film titled True Hate. With us today is Sonia Gonzalez. Welcome to Despierta Boricua, Sonia.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, Sonia, tell us a little bit about the brothers and sisters that you work with in T&A Flicks and what inspired you guys to produce these little web shorties.
Well, I've known Tammy Kubalet and Angelo Lozada for a long time. They're both entertainers in their own right. Angelo's one of the premier Latino comedians in the country, and Tammy was on John Leguizamo's show, House of Bugging. So we've been talking about getting together and working together for a really long time, and it was only in January we were like, let's just do it, and that's how it came about.
Tell us about these web shorties, what happens in them, and where does all this comedy come from?
The web comedies come from both real life, and then it also comes from real life exaggerated. On top is one of our more popular shorts, and it's about a long married couple that are negotiating sex when they've gotten too lazy to have sex together, but they still want to be intimate. And then we have other things that are a little more absurd, like The Favor, where Angelo has to help an old lady with her groceries up the stairs, and it just takes a twisted turn. We have another short called Final Notice, which is about a visa collections agent terrorizing Tammy. So things like that are based in real life, but then they take definitely a left turn.
And who's involved in this production? You talk about Angelo and Tammy definitely sounding like the talent, but who's writing these things? Who's producing them? And where's the money coming from?
We make a distinction between the shorties and the short film. The shorties are the ones that we just take a camera, we go out, and we just film whatever funny thing that we've come up with. The shorts are more formalized, and that's actually the one that we're going to be raising money for. But going back to the shorties, mostly Angelo and myself write them. I definitely subscribe to the Robert Rodriguez school of thinking of just shoot whatever you can with whatever you have, just as long as you're shooting, just as long as you're creating media. And that's the philosophy that we've taken right now. I don't know what exactly happened to me that I've become like this fearless director that I'm just like, yeah, let's go. Where, in one of my short films, one of the shorties, I'm grinding on a pole in public near Yankee Stadium. I'm popping and locking at the Bronx Terminal Mall. I don't know what that into me, but I feel really inspired. And Tammy and Angelo, the three of us, have a wild synergy that it just keeps feeding off of each other. And we're just coming up with more and more ideas. I'm currently writing a feature for the two of them because I just love working with them so much. I want to become the Latina Judge Apatow. That's what I want to do. He works with like a cadre of people that he's been working with from Freaks and Geeks. That's what I want to do with Tammy and Angelo. And eventually other Latino actors that have been kind of in the stratosphere. We've all been circling each other. We've all been saying that we want to work together. And that's what I'm aiming for. Tell
us a little bit about True Hate. You've mentioned it before, and you've made a distinction between that and the web shorts and the web shorties. So tell me, what is True Hate about?
True Hate is a short film that Angelo wrote about a couple who love each other and hate each other in equal amounts. We've seen these couples. We've been this couple. I know I have at least, where you're with someone and you're like, why are we together? It doesn't work. And then we have hot, angry sex. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why. It's like that type of thing. And then the next morning you wake up and you're like, I'm totally leaving this person today. So this is the film that we're raising money for. It requires different locations. It's a much longer film than our regular shorties. Our shorties are usually no longer than 5 minutes because that's basically the standard for web short. This one, we want it to be more of a calling card for us to the industry. We want industry people to recognize that we have skills, that we have a lot to say. I'm tired of reading reports that say, Hollywood's looking to capture that Latino dollar. It's like, hello, hire Latino writer-directors, and then you'll get that Latino dollar. And we're trying to make it easy for them to do that by presenting really solid work. And that's why we're fundraising for True Hate.
You talked about the Robert Rodriguez school of shoot what you have and work with what you have. Who are some of these comedic inspirations for you guys?
There's so so many. I mean, there's too many to list. I mean, some of them are Chris Rock, of course, people that have very biting political humor, but that they kind of come at it at a way that's really clever and disarming. Dave Chappelle, of course. We love Key and Peele. They're currently on Comedy Central, and they're doing really, really great work. There's a bunch of other people that we take inspiration from. Like, I personally take inspiration from Judd Apatow, and I know the three of us love Will Ferrell. You know what I mean? It's like that type of silly stuff, because when at the end of the day, when people want to go to the movies, they want to unwind, they want to relax, they want to just kind of take their minds off the problems of the world. What do they want to see? Comedy. And that's where we want to be for them.
Now, Sonia, tell us a little bit about this Indiegogo campaign. What is that all about?
Indiegogo is like Kickstarter. They're a crowdfunding campaign where the public can check out the campaigns and contribute, share the campaign with people and say, hey, this is a really great project. This is a really great film. These are great people. They will deliver on their promise to do solid work. So we have an Indiegogo campaign for our short film. We're trying to raise about $9,000. The campaign's been going really smoothly. People have been contributing left and right, and that makes us feel really good because we've already created a body of work that we've just kind of deluged on YouTube. We produced at 5-6 shorties within a couple of months, and they're online for people to see so that they can see that, we're not throwing money away. These are people that are actually going to do something with that money that's good, and we're going to be part of this movement with these people.
One of the things I want to touch upon is so many Latino actors, writers, producers are so incredibly multi-talented, and some of your inspirations are folks that write, produce, act. How important is it to really be a part of all of that process?
At this point, in film financing the way that it is, you do have to be a multi-hyphenate. You do have to be able to be flexible. You do have to be able to pick up a camera, do sound if you need to, edit if you need to. I do it all. I shoot, I do sound, I edit, I write, I direct, I do whatever needs to get done. I pop and lock. I do it all. So you have to. If you really want to create the art, it's kind of hard to wait for people. And sometimes if you don't have the budget to pay people, often you have to do it yourself until you're able to pay people. And that's another reason why we want to fundraise for our Indiegogo campaign. We've had supporters and people that have been down with us, helping us shoot. I don't shoot everything. I have two brothers that help me out, Salvador Bolivar and Edwin Pagan, who both shoot for me. I would love to be able to pay them. This is what they do. This is not their hobby. And I would love to bring on a crew because even though popping off these shorties are fun and exciting and exhilarating, it's exhausting to do it by yourself and be a one-man band. And you shouldn't have to be.
So, Sonia, tell us, for all of our listening audience that are just itching to donate and want to support Latino comedy, Latino art, where do we go? What do we do?
People should go to www.indiegogo.com. And you can contribute $1 or you can contribute $500. You can share the campaign if you don't have money right now and just watch our stuff and tell people, hey, check this out. You have to see these people. So it's not just about raising money. It's about creating a movement.
And brothers and sisters, we create that movement by getting into action. Brothers and sisters, these web shorties are hilarious. The process of researching for this interview was wonderful. Please check out the Indiegogo campaign. Go to Facebook and look for T&A Flicks. Join the movement. Support the movement. We need more Latino art comedy out there. Brothers and sisters, life is too serious to be taken seriously. So support, go to this website, and laugh as much as you can. Brothers and sisters, this has been your weekly edition of Despierta Boricua. Many thanks to Sonia Gonzalez for speaking with us today. I also want to make sure to thank Ibrahim Gonzalez of Radio Libre for featuring Despierta Boricua. Que viva Puerto Rico Libre.
Take that freedom, want that freedom, better take that freedom, freedom. Oh.